Jonathan Majors, at the time of this video being recorded, is 34 years old. He worked his butt off to get to where he needed to be, earned a good Emmy nomination. His performance in Lovecraft Country and other forms of good art were outstanding. His performance in Creed 3 was just beautiful. But all that's come crashing down thanks to a ex who happens to be a Caucasian by the name of Grace Jabari. He was acquitted on 2 counts, but hit with the last one for reckless assault and harassment. He's going to be serving some good jail time for this, no doubt. Marvel has already dropped him, and what's sad is his performance as Kang was beautiful. But that doesn't matter now because he's found guilty. My thoughts on this situation is that this isn't really his. He should have been more careful. When you're in Hollywood, there are a lot of people you can't be around with, and when it comes to it, you gotta stick with your own people. And yes, that works too. Even my brother was talking about this. He said that he should have been messing with them white girls, and well, he's not wrong about that because in that realm of power and influence and spotlight, there are people that are willing to come out the woodwork to get you. That's just the way it is. But the bad news is, on the contrary, and this is just from my experience, it doesn't make a difference much. Because you have to understand, let's say you do get with a snow bunny and she's out to ruin your life. That's how they get down. They're after your money, they go after your job and everything, and they can take it from you. That's the the system of it all when it comes to the skin color. At the end of the day, we're talking about you're not playing victim and it happens. However, if a sister did this to him, it would be a lot more worse because it's of his own kind to maintain his bloodline and all that. I'm not discouraging you from interracial dating if you're into that sort of thing. There's nothing wrong with that. You rock with someone who likes you for you. You get with people that like you for who you are, no matter what. And yes, if Jonathan was more careful, he should have stuck to his own kind. But you have to understand that people are going to be people. All right? Malcolm X was killed by his own kind. Was it his fault that he trusted them? Not really, because he knew that with the new change of mind he had, it was going to happen to him. That the controlled opposition, the betrayal from within would happen. You have to understand that and this is just my opinion, that Jonathan Majors should have been more careful. This is a humiliation ritual, as one person could call it. Because when you're in Hollywood, you're going to have to go through certain things in order to get what you want. And if you don't play by the rules, or better yet, or shall I say worse yet, you're not careful, this is what happens to you. Me, I don't like to make it all racial much because I don't like to be a victim. I know I'm black. I'm Haitian, in fact. I come from a bloodline where my ancestors were cleaning their muskets and performing voodoo with no ballistic vests, no ballistic helmets, and they were slaughtering their oppressors from 1795 to 1804. That's what I'm aware of. You understand what I'm saying? People are going to be people. People are going to do you dirty no matter what walk of life they're from. It doesn't make a difference much. I learned that the hard way. So, with that being said, I think the big takeaway from all this, because mind you, he's dropped from Marvel, he's dropped from Hollywood, his agent fired him, his manager doesn't want to rock with him no more. He's done. All we can say is this: as a black man, you gotta be careful. Because whether it be with a white woman, whether it even be with a sister, if you're a righteous like black dude, like you really. There was one guy, I forgot who said this, but he said the black man has no friends. And in a situation where you get with someone who is a threat to everything you've worked for, that is the kicker. As black men, we have no friends. We don't. We really don't. We don't, because we could do everything right. We could be with a sister, that won't be enough. We could do everything we're supposed to do. We can learn to be careful, and that won't be enough to get us out of the hole they already threw us in. Jonathan got a bit too comfortable and got himself in a situation where his future as an actor was completely diminished. He worked way too hard to get to this point, and now it's all for nothing. No one's going to associate with him, not even Michael B. Jordan. Nobody's going to rock with him. He did a good job as Kang, the one who remains. But it doesn't matter now because his legacy now is he didn't control himself and got with the wrong person. But like I said before, if it was a sister, if it was a black woman who did this to him, it doesn't matter. It would have been the same thing, or better yet, worse. Because people are going to be people, no matter where they're from or what they do. They're gonna do you wrong, no matter who or what color they are. Either way, Jonathan should have been more careful. Because now he's done. He doesn't have a future. He'll just be remembered as a has-been that should have been more careful. He's just a few years away from being 40, and his life is completely over. And I hate to say that. This is why, as men, you gotta be very careful. You don't want to get with someone that's gonna ruin your future. And the reason why I don't want to make this about race too much is because John Johnny Depp, that trial went on forever. Johnny Depp got dragged through the mud just to prove that, just to be accused of something that he didn't really do. It took a lifetime to prove to people, because I remember in high school when this first began, he lost all his deals with Disney, got dropped by Disney, got dropped by major studios, even got dropped for a prequel of Harry Potter, the franchise thing they did. He got dropped from major roles, including the sequels to Pirates of the Caribbean, because there's no Jack Sparrow without Johnny Depp. He had to show hours of evidence to prove that he did not hurt his ex lover, Amber Heard. And Amber Heard was a Caucasian too. And Johnny Depp is a Caucasian. Women are going to be women. Men are going to be men. People are going to be people no matter what race you are. That's just the truth. Yes, culture plays its role, but at the end of the day, there's respect. My mother doesn't speak good English, but she knows what respect is. Respect is a universal language. Disrespect is a universal language. What is good and what is bad, that is a universal language. Because you don't have to know good English to know you're getting shot at. That's about enough for this video. I hope you can learn to be a bit more careful. Because this life is very vicious toward those who, while they may have a good heart, either one, weren't careful and made terrible mistakes, and all that. This was the Midnight Unit. You were listening to The Shepherd.